Hey yo, it's JLG and that's absolutely LOVE. And if you'd like it, subscribe right now for more awesome content. Just got finished with school, and today we are going to be looking at the top 10 biggest lies in wrestling history. We all know WWE is fake in itself, but sometimes they go out of their way to blatantly lie to us in some of the stupidest ways imaginable. Number one is once in a lifetime. Of course, this was the tag for a match between John Cena and The Rock in 2012 WrestleMania, where it would be once in a lifetime, where we'd never actually see it again. Well, that turned out to be a complete lie. When literally the next year they would main event WrestleMania once more, just so the John Cena and The Rock could have the same amount of wins. So this was in itself one of the biggest lies in wrestling history, as many people were looking forward to this being a one-time event they never see again. But for those who missed the first one, I guess it was pretty cool for you. Well, next up, number 2 being the Royal Rumble winner main eventing WrestleMania. This has turned out to be a huge lie. Up till 2010, that was what it was built as. The Royal Rumble winner will always main event WrestleMania. But as Shinsuke Nakamura in 2018, CM Punk in 2012, and even Rhea Ripley in 2023 can relate to, winning the Royal Rumble doesn't guarantee a main event spot at WrestleMania. And of course, that is a big disappointment actually, because it doesn't seem like that big of an opportunity. You have to go through 30 men just so you can get a championship match. I think it is. And of course, that is what forced CM Punk out of WWE in the first place. So, I think, thankfully, WWE are being honest with this now, so it isn't really a lie anymore. But it is still true that WWE has twisted that Royal Rumble main event WrestleMania multiple times before. Number 3, the WWE Draft. This is one that it happens every year. It's whether it's the brand extension or the superstar shakeup, but it's basically just dividing the WWE roster into two to fit Raw and SmackDown. It's been happening since WCW collapsed and and SmackDown needed to be formed to host all the other superstars. But the draft in itself is a huge lie, because mostly, I think 2023 again, they've tried to fix this lie, but most of the time, most people don't obey the draft and end up midway going to the other show, maybe because of a particular match or a title opportunity. And in the end, the draft doesn't really matter. It's all just a sham, and it's something that passes time on some shows. It is a good piece of filler, which means that the draft in itself is a lie. Number 5 is Vince McMahon. Now, what I mean by this is that Vince McMahon retiring is one of the biggest lies in wrestling history, as it is just a blatant lie. Vince will never really be ready to leave WWE. Number 6 and 7 is sold out WrestleMania and show exaggerated, so that it makes WrestleMania look like WWE's biggest event. One of the biggest examples of this was WrestleMania 2016, where 101,000 people were reported to have been at the event, when of course other sources indicated much numbers. This is a very blatant attempt from WWE to inflate their attendance, so WrestleMania seems bigger than it actually is. They do the same thing with Raw, and sometimes if there's retirement. Now let's be honest, we all cried at one point or the other when Shawn Michaels super kicked Ric Flair, and Ric Flair just did not get up for 3 after having one of the best matches of his career, and we all thought that was the end. Well, Ric Flair just the new generation era. I'm not just talking about a particular part. The whole new generation era was a lie. Of course, if you are familiar with the new generation era story, you'll know that the old names in the WWE. He wanted to bring something new to the industry. Well, if that's what you think you know, then you are lying to yourself. The new generation era was formed because Vince McMahon was broke off his shoes and needed to get some wrestlers and puts over. Speaking of the kind of wrestlers he usually likes and puts over, those are the Giants. And sometimes he would even exaggerate wrestlers' weight to get them over. Now, the biggest example of that is the Big Show, who is our final lie today. Probably one of WWE's most ridiculous lies. And this one is WWE exaggerating Big Show or Paul White, however you know him. They exaggerated his weight so often in his career. I mean, throughout his entire career, they call him 500 pounds. I know it is no way, there's no way on earth that he's even nearly as big as that. So they exaggerated Big Show's weight in hopes that it would get him more over. But it was very unrealistic calling him 500 pounds, since they still called Mark Henry around 400. And WWE just blatantly lied to our faces, and some of us didn't accept it. Whether you knew some of these or you didn't, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more awesome content. Goodbye.